Hi Sagittarius, thanks for joining me for your May 2017 forecast for the month. Thank you for subscribing to this channel and for subscribing to my Facebook page and for following me on Instagram and for your donations. I appreciate them gratefully. This is my sole profession, so I really appreciate the donations that I receive. Let's start. Your love planet, Mercury, is slowly moving forward on the 3rd of May. And your planetary power has been in the Western sector, social sector, for since February, and now it's continuing its maximum social energy. With Mercury direct at 24 degrees of Aries in this fire sign that works for you in the 5th house, your love is able to move forward again. And some Sagittarians have been evaluating and reassessing all that is romance, all that is love, true love, connection, romance. We like Mercury direct though. In the 5th house, it helps establish a stronger understanding with your children and how you're communicating with them. And it can also just draw in the right love for those of you single and looking, or not looking. It could still draw in the right love for you. On the 10th, our full moon at 20 degrees of Scorpio appears in the 12th house. There's an illuminating energy in your quiet sector. There's an awareness with a full moon, culmination, and when she shines in the sector of psychic ability and dreams, there's usually some reactionary energy that exists in that sector for you. So Sag, around the time 2.5 days before and after May 10th, you could receive inspiring dreams that need recognition, an awareness, a download in the 12th house. Between the 10th and the 14th, those dates are beautifully aspected in between your soulmate sector, your other significant others, your partnership sector, and your social sector, the 11th house. Mars in Gemini is trining Jupiter in Libra, and this is a harmonious energy bringing elevation and balance in between your marriage sector and your goals sector. I feel like some Sagittarians were on the brink of separation and maybe they're mending their experience. Maybe you're mending relationships with the marriage partner right now. It could apply differently. It could also mean with Mars trining Jupiter that there's an over-optimism about your relationship, but there's a stimulation here with Mars. It could be a very sexually active time for you and your spouse. It could also introduce the energy of friends becoming lovers at that time or suitable partners. It just depends differently. And please watch your ascendant and your moon sign as well as the sun sign for a full scope. On the 15th of May, Mercury, who's direct, will then enter Taurus so he can replenish some of the sector that he retrograded in last month. So with Mercury in the 6th house of health through June 6th, and work and routine, you're tending to a lot of details. The health, the annual dental, chiropractic, and medical and vision appointments need to occur from May 15th through the 31st. You'd have such support there, actually through June 6th, going over all of the right doctors, receiving the right information, checking, I see like check marks, checking things off your list, handling all of the errands of the 6th house. And some of you are implementing new health regimens, diet, exercise programs, physical fitness, physical trainers, personal trainers, while Mercury is here through June 6th. And that never hurts. You'll never hear anyone say they regret losing weight. So I think that will be special for Sag. And you're fiery anyway. You run at a high tempo. You could expel a lot of energy, even in your relationships where Mars is. So you're very heated there, Sag. On the 19th, Saturn stationed with you. Some of you are experiencing your Saturn return right now, especially if Sagittarius is your rising sign. So Saturn in Sag on the 19th is at an exact trine to Uranus in Aries at 26 degrees. And this, for those single Sagittarians, listen up. This brings in sudden, electric romance, is what I'm calling it, because Saturn has had you feeling limited and restricted, and this trine between Uranus and Aries is bringing on a shock value, a certain amount of surprise in the 5th house of romance. For some of you, it could be that there's another pregnancy announced. Ooh, I said another. So some of you already have children, and now there's another child that you weren't planning for. Maybe a third one coming into the mix. And for some of you, this is about new romance coming in suddenly. Be out, be seen, go to the store at least, because Uranus is like, you could be down the frozen food section and have something happen here. So keep that in mind, because for Sagittarians, it's applying to the 1st house of self and the 5th house of romance and passion. So that works. And the 5th house is also children, which is why I mentioned the sudden pregnancy, unexpected and unplanned pregnancy. Now, this is a message, but I'm hearing it, so I'm going to say it. For some of you, there is a 45-year-old female who is pregnant or getting pregnant and doesn't think she can have babies. I'm getting the name Amber. That's crazy, because I'm hearing it. Oh. Okay, I'm getting, maybe this is too much. I don't know if I should say. Well, yeah, I'm getting Peterson and Amber. So if that's someone's name, hi. You might want to, I don't know. I've never gotten such a strong, well, I get my name strongly in personal readings, but in these forecasts, it's so many people that I generally don't hone in on a specific name, but I am getting that. On the 20th, the sun enters Gemini. Yay! One of my favorite times of year. And with this, he'll be conjunct Mars in this 7th house sector. And then on the 25th, World Tarot Day, on May 25th, we have the new moon at 4 degrees of Gemini. So the moon, the sun and Mars conjunct in the 7th house of marriage and significant other and soulmates and partnership. Yeah, Sag. New love, connecting in the marriage, getting married. If you're looking for a wedding date, May 20th and through May 25th or May 27th is spectacular energy. Actually, from May 20th forward is great for the wedding date itself. I love it. The 7th house is lit up for you, and Jupiter is hanging out in your 11th house of connections and goals the entire month. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at it. Even though you have that restrictive energy of Saturn in the 1st house, he's fine-tuning you. That could actually work for you with this trine to establish the roots needed for the basis of relationship. With Saturn in the 1st, and you meeting someone lightheartedly in dating in the 5th house and turning to love, Saturn is with you to actually implement the roots. This could work. This could be the soulmate coming in because of all the 7th house lit up for Sag too. Let's get to the cards. They're thoroughly shuffled, trust me. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot, which is one of my many decks that I have. I just haven't used it on YouTube, but I was really drawn to it this week. And this is by Norbert Loesch, just to show you the back of the cards. How amazing, right? Okay, so if you'd like to read with me, I read all through the week at audreyalison.com. And I wanted to tell you quickly about the tarot course that I am teaching online. It's at your own pace. And I have a few students, several students in there, and it's been a lot of fun. So if you're interested, click the link below in the Show More section, And you can read more about what the course entails. It's a 3-week experience. You're delivered a lesson every 3 days, 7 lessons total. And it's an interactive course, so for the price of a 30-minute tarot reading, you could have access to my brains for 3 weeks. So let's see what the first card is. Ooh, hey Sag, Queen of Fire. Yeah, I love it. I'm not used to seeing these images and I'm just so drawn to the cards. I love the artistry, the illustrations. So listen, this is the Sagittarian female. She's independent, she's creative, she is entrepreneurial, she takes action, she's a leader. And she also, oh, look at that. See in the top tiny corner, that's a little archer. That's even the sign of Sagittarius in there that they gave you. Love it. This is the Sagittarian female. And you know, because I saw that, I was going to say this is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. In the Cosmic Tarot, this card is a Sagittarius. Look at that archer. Gosh, you really have to have a fine eye to even see that dude up there. But this is just saying hello. It's also an energy that exists within the Sag. And now here we go. This is, oh look, he's wearing the Libra emblem. I was going to say, this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But he's signified as this Libra. I think I'll keep it open, you know, who knows, it could be very specific to some of you. But these are clearly people, court cards coming in. And I'll read further to see what the message is. There's a few more cards. Wow, more people joining. This is the 6th house. There's that, is that a bull or a goat? Well, it could be Taurus or Capricorn. Oh no, it's a bull because look at this. This is the little picture of Venus, which governs Taurus. That's the ruling planet. So I feel like they're trying to say this is a Taurus male. I love all of the, you know, I can really dig in the symbolism of these cards. Either way, it's a card of protecting your health, your wealth, and your well-being. 6th house, where Mercury enters the sign of Taurus for you. Let's see. 4 of Wands. This is a card of the home, where you're living, security, the home base, the foundation. It could also be the card of marriage, the bride and the groom. Oh yeah, 7th house. Feeling secure in that connection, in that existence. And of course, Wands for the fire and passionate connection. Wow, you've got another court card, Prince of Swords. This is an air sign. Do they have Gemini on here? Oh no, they have Aquarius. Look, I love it. Aquarius sign right on his tie. That's the symbol, the 2 waves. Okay, so if I want to be specific, you have so many court cards here that you've got a lot of people in your life. Now, between the 5th house of dating and the 7th house of marriage, some Sagittarians are with Taurus. Some of you are with other Sages, Libra, and Aquarius, and possibly Gemini I'll throw in there. Gemini is your polar opposite sign, Sag. Your soulmates anyway. I feel like with the sun and the new moon and Mars and Gem, that could apply easily. There could be a Gemini coming into the mix. For those of you who are out of relationship, you have suitors, you have possibility here. You also have strong placements for getting people to invest in you. Maybe this is about the 7th house of business partnerships. Maybe some of these people are a team of people you'll be working with in creative endeavors, taking your own entrepreneurial risks. How do you say that pluralized? So there's only one card here that's not a court card, and the 4 of Wands I love. It is about your connection to your spouse, to being secure in the home. And oh, I'm going back to a message that I received earlier that I didn't even remember already, but I'm being reminded to say some of you are repairing relationships that you thought were over with the spouse. You were right on the brink of divorce. And then whew, here comes all this new energy in the 7th house to be like, wait, let's not throw everything away. Oh, and maybe it's about, you have kids together. You don't want to be hasty. Venus was retrograde for 6 weeks. Mercury retrograde up until the 3rd. You didn't want to make too many decisions in the retrogrades, but you might have been feeling like, what am I doing in this relationship? But there's no Tower here. There's no Swords cards present other than the Court cards themselves, which aren't about restriction and blockages. They're more about identifying the people involved. So Sag, I'm wishing you a sweet May, a beautiful month. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.